I feel like last week when the episode aired and it just showed the clip of her reading my text, it just left things like kind of out of context. And for the whole week, I was just getting like harassed by it. And I really don't even want to address it anymore, but I will say, actually, there's a few things I do want to address. And it's not even towards her
addressing it, but
there's some things that I'm reading that I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. So the number one thing that I just keep getting is that because I didn't invite Ashley because she's Black, I'm now white. Like, I'm now with the others. Like, because
white. What the hell?
So I just want to say that an invite isn't like color coded. Like, I'm not just going to invite somebody. This has nothing to do with Ashley, but I'm not going to invite somebody just because they're Black. Like, that's not the way that the invite works. The invite works based off of like,
yeah, I'm coming right.
The invite works based off of the relationship that you have with the person that you're inviting to your wedding, not the color of their skin. And just because I did not have her and she was Black does not mean that I don't like Black people. Like, it's just really confusing to read comments that are like, how can you be pro-Black and uninvite the Black girl?
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with
I didn't know that
anything.
Some of the comments were, that's honestly kind of like,
they've made it into a race thing.
Like, just because you guys are Black, you're supposed to automatically like
be friends and be together and disregard the actual relationship that you have with each other. Yeah. So that's one thing that I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. Like, the invitation came with who we talk to on a daily basis or who we are friends with, not, okay, I'm just gonna invite her because
she loves us.
Yeah, that kind of like blew my mind when I was reading stuff. I'm like, okay, this is
tokenism.
Being pro-Black doesn't mean that I have to always include
all the Black people.
So that's the first thing that I feel like people have a misunderstanding about is I can love being Black, and that doesn't mean that I have to include every Black person into my life.
Not at all.
That's just what it is.
It's also like, for the people who are watching, there's only so few, like, you guys are still like token Black people on the show, and I hate to use that, but it's like within tokenism, like, people want to put like, oh, just because you're Black here now, you guys are going to automatically be friends because there's that commonality. Y'all, I've been in a room with 100 Black people and related to 4 people in there, maybe. Like, there's so many different shades, not shades, but there's so many different like languages of Black. Yeah. There's so many different like varieties, and like we come in all flavors, and we're not all going to mesh together and
but
be on the same page. But
it's not just fans saying it. It was even like her sister said some stuff online about like, you went with the others, and it's just like, just because we're Black doesn't mean we have to be besties. And trust me, I really was nice to everybody. Like, I was, but I feel like,
sorry, it was those two in the back for me.
I feel like at some point you have to call it what it is. And if you don't mesh with someone's personality or their vibe, then it is what it is. I don't have to be your friend just because of the color of your skin. I don't think that that's how it works. So that was really the only thing that irritated me when it came to like the backlash that I got for uninviting Ashley. And then it was kind of like, okay, she put it out. Yeah. She put out there that I had uninvited her, and then put out there that she wasn't even coming, and that she had, in the text that she sent me back, it was basically like, no hard feelings. I removed myself like a few days before. So I was like, okay, like, all right. She had, in the text that she sent me back, it was basically like, no hard feelings. I removed myself like a few days before. So I was like, okay, like, all right. And the wedding was 2 weeks after family reunion. So much happened at family reunion, and there was so much drama, and it seemed as a whole entire cast, everybody did not like agree with what happened, didn't like what happened, and then didn't like what happened once she went home. When she went home, she continued to like fuel the fire, and it wasn't like any type of, it wasn't positive. It was just all negativity. I didn't want any of that conversation to transpire over to the wedding.
No.
It was one of the things where it's like the wedding was about love and it was about Cheyenne, Zach, Ryder, and Ace. And
I didn't want any of the drama from family reunion to come over to the wedding. Not saying that she would come there and throw a table and do that at the most, but just even the conversation of
Or energy.
the energy, like what is gonna happen. Like I didn't want that. And to be honest, like my mom was at family reunion. She didn't like what she saw. And my parents were paying for half the shit. Like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with her about it. So I'm sticking behind what I did. And I truly think that people who are attacking me because we're Black girls, you don't have to sit us at the same table. So it's almost like check your thought process when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But I have no hard feelings, even if her sister and her family continue to want to talk about me. I really don't. I hope them the best. I hope that whenever they have their wedding, that it's absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and that the weeks before their wedding, they're not dealing with
Trauma.
People being rude to them or talking about them online. When we got back from the reunion, Ashley's mom had a lot to say about me online as I'm literally days before my wedding. So,
and that's the other crazy thing.
It's just a lot. It was a lot to do with.
I didn't know you were dealing with
grandparents going online and being reckless with the mouth. Like it's so just.
But it is what it is. That has nothing to do with me. But
this is what y'all do.
It is what it is. I have nothing but positivity to spill out. I have nothing negative to say about her or her husband. I think her child is absolutely beautiful. I just hope the best for everyone. That's all. So I hope that answers everyone's question, but please know that I can love being Black. That does not mean I have to love every Black person.
Or get along or think the same way.
Yeah. Or that if she was white and I uninvited her, then they would say, I don't like white people.
You don't like white people. Literally.
So, I just